Fallout 76 has been getting so much good news lately. One of the best things to come out of the newest update that Bethesda most recently announced has got to be these new perk card changes. The last perk card change Bethesda did, they completely nailed it. The whole community loved them. So let's take a peek at the full list of changes coming December 3rd, and it's a long list. So you should be seeing the full list of changes on the screen playing throughout the video here and there, and then also I will have a link to the Bethesda official page with the whole list of changes in the description. As you can hopefully see, there are a shit ton of changes coming, 24 in total. So let's go through them all quickly and then talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then obviously, like I said, either take a screenshot of the entire list here, so then you could go ahead and change your build to better benefit off of these changes, or just go ahead, go to the description, and just go to the official Bethesda page and just have that up for the next couple of days. So again, this is coming December 3rd, and there are 24 changes in total. Let's talk about them all real quick. All right, so first up on the list, we have Adamantium Skeleton, and the ranks reduced from 3 to 1, which is really nice. And then it also has a new effect, limb damage reduction effect, now scales with endurance, which again is awesome. Up next, after Adamantium Skeleton, we have All Night Long, ranks reduced from 3 to 1. Rank 1 perk point cost increased from 1 to 2, and then the new effect, the positive effects of pre-war alcohol last twice as long, excuse me, which is really nice. Up next, after that, we have batteries not included. This is probably going to be my favorite overall change to any of the perk cards that they are making out of the whole 24. And that is ranks reduced from 3 to 2. Rank 1 it now offers 45% weight reduction, and rank 2 now offers 90% weight reduction. So they basically just got rid of the old rank 1. Really, really nice. Again, probably the best change that they've made. I use batteries not included, or batteries included, and I'm sure most people also do. After that, we have Bloodsucker, ranks reduced from 3 to 1, moved from Charisma to Endurance. Rank 1 gains the effect of the former rank 3 effect. Healing bonus increased from 150 to 200%. Additional effect benefits now also apply to Cannibal. So they're trying to make some of the perks a little bit more able to synergize with each other, and I think they did a great job with Bloodsucker. However, no one fucking uses it. Well, at least I don't. Now, up next, we have Bullet Shield, moved from Strength to Endurance, which is really nice. Added a fourth rank, and then a new effect, which is 5% chance per rank to deflect range attacks for 6 seconds when firing a heavy weapon. So that is pretty nice. And then also it will clear up a strength spot for all of you heavy gunners out there. Up next, we have Cannibal. Again, they're trying to make it a little bit more synergized and everything with the ghouls coming out soon and everything. This one is ranks reduced from 3 to 1, and then increased the healing received and hunger restored at rank 1. So a huge buff to Cannibal and all the Cannibal characteristics, I guess. After Cannibal, we have Cap Collector, ranks reduced from 3 to 1, now applies to containers and corpses, not just cap stashes, and then a new effect, the amount of caps found scales with luck. So this is going to be really, really, really nice, just in a better way, like running through West Tech or farming up ghouls at White Springs. They're going to be able to drop a shit ton of more caps now, so it's going to be a lot better for all of the lower levels that are struggling and getting caps from trading or anything like that. Up next is Evasive, ranks reduced from 3 to 1, which again is really nice. And then now the new effect is now increases evade chance based on agility. Again, really nice change. I think this is probably going to be the second best change. And then Caps Collector is going to be the third. After Evasive, we have First Aid, ranks reduced from 3 to 1, now affects Stim Pack Diffusers. And then the new effect, Stim Pack Healing scales with Intelligence, which I don't think is the best change in the game, but it is what it is. It doesn't really matter for higher levels. After that, we have Four Leaf Clover, ranks reduced from 3 to 1, and the new effect, Misses in Vats contribute to the critical meter based on luck. So if you miss a shot in Vats after going at an enemy, you will still gain a little bit towards your critical hit meter, unlike previous before, where if you just missed a shot, you didn't get anything towards your critical hit, and you missed a shot and you had to hit him again. So this is going to be a little bit nicer for all of the Vats builds out there. Not that we needed a buff, but hey, it is what it is. So now we have, after that, we have Hard Bargain, which is also a great change. Reduce ranks from 3 to 1, and then rank 1 now grants +7 charisma while bartering with NPCs. Awesome. Iron Stomach just got a straight up buff, so that one's up next. And then it has now also increases energy resistance, which is really nice. After that, we have the Junk Shield, which ranks reduced from 3 to 1, now works while in power armor, and an additional effect now also scales with luck, excuse me. So now this skill that hasn't been used in the past 5 years or so now may make a huge comeback, which is really nice. Up next, we probably have one of the most meta skills that everyone uses, and that is Life Giver. Ranks reduced from 3 to 1, which is really nice, and the new effect is improves HP gained from endurance, which is really nice also. So Life Giver just got a straight buff. Up next, we have Lone Wanderer, in my opinion, one of the worst skills. Ranks reduced from 3 to 1. The new effect is AP regen and defense bonus based on charisma. So it kind of got a little bit of a buff. However, it's still not that good in my opinion. Up next, we have Natural Resistance. This one got a nerf actually, and it no longer increases energy resistance. So unfortunately, that one kind of got a little bit hit. Up next, we have Night Eyes, removed requirement for the time of day. So this one kind of just got a little buff also. Not that many people use Night Eyes, but it is what it is. Up next, we got Ordnance Express, excuse me, ranks reduced from 3 to 2. Rank 1 now offers 45% weight reduction. Rank 2 now offers 90% weight reduction. So basically the same thing that they did to the batteries included skill, they also did to the Ordnance Express skill. So pretty nice. Up after that, we have Pharmacist, which ranks reduced from 3 to 1, which is really nice. The new effect, Radiation Heals Scaling with Intelligence, which again, pretty nice. And then the third thing here, no longer required to craft disease cures or water filters, which, okay, I don't really see that as a buff or a nerf, but it's just kind of weird that you did need to do it beforehand. So then we have Professional Drinker, which also just got a straight up buff. Ranks reduced from 3 to 2. Awesome. Up next, we have Ricochet, which actually got a somewhat of a big change. So it reduces ranks reduced from 3 to 1, which also is awesome. And the new effect now increases deflect chance based on luck. Deflects grant a chance to reflect 100% of the damage of range attacks back to the attacker and reduces the damage you take from them by 50%. Deflect chances receive a bonus while wearing heavy armor or power armor, plus 50% multiplier while in power armor. The amount of damage reflected is double, 200%. So just a straight buff for all of you power armor users or heavy armor users out there. Up after Ricochet, we have Serendipity, which is a pretty nice buff. Ranks reduced from 3 to 1, and the new effect is now increases evade chance while under 30% life based on luck. Evade provides a chance to avoid all incoming damage from direct attacks. Evade can happen once every second, and the cooldown is now increased by armor. Please note, evade cannot happen when over encumbered or in power armor. Armor increases evade cooldown at the following rates: light armor plus 0.1 second per piece, medium armor plus 0.2 seconds per piece, and heavy armor plus 0.4 seconds per piece. So if you're wearing no armor at all, evade can happen once every second, and if you are wearing all light armor, then I believe it just adds 0.1 second per piece to that original 1 second, so you should be at 1.5 seconds. Up next, Starch Jeans just got a huge buff, which is really nice. Ranks reduced from 2 to 1. It was moved from luck to endurance, which is extremely weird. But hey, I'm not going to complain because it just gives me more damage in luck with some other skills, which is really nice. And then rank 1 now provides the benefits of former rank 2. So that was a really, really nice buff in my opinion. And the final one that we have on the list for perk card changes is Through Hiker, which again just got the same buff as batteries included and the Ordnance Express. Ranks reduced from 3 to 2, moved from agility to endurance, and rank 1 now offers 45% weight reduction, and rank 2 now offers 90% weight reduction. So Overall, a positive change. I do have to note, though, a lot of things are being moved to endurance, so you're going to have to focus on leveling up your endurance, or maybe putting on the legendary perk card for endurance to go ahead and maximize some of these changes. Because basically every single one was moved from their original category to endurance for some odd reason. I don't understand it quite yet, and I'm interested to see how it will play out. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of positives to unpack here. Let's jump into them. Like I said, I think that the best changes that came out of this entire thing in terms of actual perk cards would have to be any of the weight reduction ones. Those ones are really nice. Batteries included, the Ordnance Express, and then Through Hiker. All of those changes are really awesome. The Starch Jeans changes are really awesome. The Ricochet changes are really awesome. I really don't see any negatives in my opinion with this. The Iron Stomach one is really awesome too. And now also increases energy resistance, which is great. Hard Bargain, I think they made some great changes to that. Junk Shield, people are actually going to use that now. Life Giver, again, that it scales with endurance, really nice for players that have buffed up all of their special stats. But I want to talk about some actual positives here, not the perk cards themselves, because all of these changes in terms of each perk card is going to be universally enjoyed. So the first thing I want to talk about, as you could see, one of the biggest trends popping up with these would have to be changing the perk cards from 3-star to 2-star or 1-star, which is great, like with the batteries included, like I said, and it does the same exact thing, but now for one less special point. All of these add up to a lot of spread amongst your special stats. Like, you're able to spread them a lot more. So I thoroughly enjoy that. You're going to be able to use a lot more perk cards that you weren't able to use before. You're going to be able to mix and match them now, because you could take one special point from luck and you could put it in agility. You could take one from agility and put it in strength. It's really nice. Secondly, a lot of these perk cards are now coming with additional effects, which some of them are crazy. Like the 4-leaf clover one that I mentioned earlier, Vats misses counts towards your critical meter based on luck. That's insane, and it'll be super useful perk card, and it will have great synergy with other legendary effects in the game. Like, you only use 50% of your meter, or you fill it up faster. It's going to be really nice for Vats builds. Not that they needed a buff, but it just adds a lot more usability to some of these cards. And the final main positive that I want to talk about is the special base scaling. I think it is a great idea, considering you could boost your special stats so high now with multiple different boost machines at your camp and food items. These perk cards are really going to feel different and provide a nice overall new landscape for people coming and creating these monster survivability builds. And then just a final little positive that I want to throw in, a quick little note, is this little fourth thing is I love how much they're focused on survivability with these perk cards. The same change that they did the last time. I feel like they offer a lot more protection in the wasteland, mainly because of the special scaling and the cost reduction. So you could use so many different combinations now. You could scale down your weight so much with that one perk card or the two perk cards. Now that you could throw on a bunch of like Iron Stomach or anything like that, will overall increase your survivability. And the perk cards that were here for survival, I feel like they just boost them in a great way. I feel like this update, these perk card changes, are going to greatly improve your chances and survivability in the newer, harder content, and will definitely help out lower level players be able to explore the map a little bit better and actually help out during events. Now, we obviously just touched on the positives. Now, this update does come with some negatives, not really. One of them I slightly touched on earlier. So the first little negative that I want to talk about that I could see coming up is the fact that they moved all of the new skills to endurance. So I feel like this might create some limitations that they weren't really expecting, but we'll just have to see when the update actually comes out and they fine tune it a little bit more. I do, however, think that this may cause some issues, and endurance is going to become one of it was not the most useful skill or special now, and now I think that they're just trying to overcompensate for that, and they moved it all around. I think that an update shortly will be coming out after this one comes out, changing some of these back to luck, or changing them to other special stats or something like that, because again, all of them were moved to endurance. So my only actual negative would be that a lot of these perk cards are gaining an additional effect, and it does provide some usability to some of these cards. Like I said, a decent amount of them, they're just kind of changing mid-tier cards, and not a lot of people use them. Like Cannibal, I mean, I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it for the ghoul and everything, and there is a small community of Fallout 76 players that use Cannibal. But why buff Cannibal? Like, cool, I'm still not going to use it, but unfortunately, again, a lot of these changes are awesome, but a decent amount of them just feel like a huge wasted opportunity. Like, I understand the ghouls coming again, but you didn't need a buff Cannibal. You could have buffed again another skill. But hey, man, 24 changes, only 5 of them are pretty mid. So I feel like we got off pretty lucky like this in terms of a Bethesda update. I feel like it could have been a lot worse. So it's just some of the perk cards aren't really that the best, but I understand why they may be doing at least the Cannibal and the Bloodsucker one for the Ghoul, and maybe some of the other changes are for future updates. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not Todd Howard. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen of the Wasteland. We have a huge change coming to Fallout 76 really soon, December 3rd. So please make sure you read all the changes and you get prepared to make a few changes to your build to maximize your survivability and your damage output. Please also make sure you play around with some of the new changes that the perk cards have, and just be able to actually experience the full capability of the game. Some obviously, I know which ones are going to be meta. You know which ones are going to be meta. Just try and play around with the other ones, see if anything fits. I know I'm going to probably be playing around on stream with a lot of different builds, but are you excited for these changes? I kind of am. I can't wait to make some build videos for you guys. What's your favorite change? Mine's probably the batteries included change, like I said, or those weight reduction ones. I love saving some weight. And as always, I just want to thank you motherfuckers for watching this motherfucking video. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the wasteland. And as always, I appreciate you all.